Okay, let's get into this. We're doing a deep dive today on something you probably see all the time, but maybe don't think much about. That little outdoor faucet, the hose bib, especially when it starts dripping.
Yeah, it really seems minor, doesn't it? Like just a drip here and there. But we're looking at notes today from a podcast called Drip Dollars. And wow, it turns out those little drips can be surprisingly costly. Our goal here is really to flag those hidden dangers before everyone starts using their garden hoses more this summer,
Exactly. And the stuff in these notes is, well, it's kind of eye-opening. It's not just about the wasted water, although, yeah, that's part of it too. The source material highlights things like actual foundation damage. Seriously. And sudden jumps in your water bill. Water may be getting inside your house, even like flooding your yard. So think of this as the quick guide to understanding those risks.
It's pretty interesting how the source connects a simple outdoor leak to like potential structural problems, isn't it? It explains how that constant dripping, that pooling water near your foundation, can actually weaken the soil underneath, which over time could lead to cracks. And depending on where the leak actually is on the pipe, water might even travel back inside, maybe into a basement or crawl space.
Wow. Okay, so definitely more than just an annoying drip. Did the source, did it cover why they start leaking? What causes it?
Oh yeah, it did. It pointed to a few common things. Often it's freeze damage, right? If the faucet wasn't drained properly for winter, the ice expands and can crack the faucet body. Simple physics, really. But it also mentions simpler stuff like internal parts just wearing out, maybe the washer or the valve seat, or even just, the packing around the handle stem getting loose. That's a seal, and if it's not tight, you get drips.
Loose packing. Huh. That sounds like maybe, just maybe, something you could fix yourself. Did the notes touch on that, like DIY versus calling someone?
It did discuss that a bit, sort of how to figure out where the leak is coming from. Is it the spout itself or around the handle? Sometimes, tightening that packing nut can actually stop a leak from the handle. It's worth a try. But for other stuff, like if it's cracked from freezing or the internal valve is shot, the source suggests you're probably looking at a replacement. And honestly, calling a plumber then might save you from causing bigger problems trying to fix it yourself.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Avoid making it worse. And I thought it was interesting the source also mentioned prevention and even upgrades, like those frost-proof bibs. How do they work?
Ah, right. The frost-proof ones are pretty clever. They're longer, basically. The part that actually stops the water, the valve seat, it sits way back inside the warm part of your wall, not right at the outside edge. So when you turn it off, the pipe section outside drains completely. No water left to freeze. A really good idea for colder places. The source even mentioned smart hose bibs now. Connects to your Wi-Fi, can detect leaks apparently.
Smart hose bibs. Wild. Okay. And one last thing from the source that kind of stuck out. It mentioned people sharing their own hose bib horror stories.
Wow.
Which really just shows how common this is, right? And how bad it can get if you ignore it.
It really does. It's a solid reminder that sometimes these small maintenance things we put off can snowball into really expensive headaches.
So boiling it all down, the main takeaway from digging into this source material is don't ignore that drip. It's potentially a much bigger signal than it seems. We saw the risks, highlighted water bills going up unexpectedly, sure, but also serious stuff like foundation issues, water getting inside.
Right. And the source covered the likely causes: freeze damage, worn parts, loose valves. It talked about spotting the signs, when to maybe try a fix versus when to call for help, plus those prevention tips and upgrade options like the frost-proof or smart ones. Hearing about other homeowners' troubles it confirms it's a real issue.
It definitely makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Beyond just the water going down the drain, there's the potential long-term health of your house, your finances, tied to this little faucet. Leaves you wondering what other small, seemingly insignificant things around the house might be silently causing problems or costing money we don't even realize.
And just to be thorough, the source material we reviewed did wrap up by giving some specific information for getting help. It mentioned contacting a company called AA Quick. The number provided was 314-429-7131. It also noted in the source that mentioning the episode gets $20 off a Hose Bibs service, and to tell them Jim sent you. Again, that's just relaying the details provided in the source material we looked at for this deep dive.
Thanks for tuning in to the Customer for Life podcast. If your hose bib is leaking, cracked, or just not working right, don't wait for it to cost you. Call AA Quick today at 314-429-7131. Mention this episode and get $20 off your service. Fast, fair, fixed right the first time. Tell them Jim sent you.